Raised on songs and stories, heroes of renown, the passing tales and glories, and once was Dublin town. The hallowed halls and houses, the haunting children's rhymes, that once was part of Dublin in the rare old times. Ring a rosy, as the light declines, I remember Dublin city in the
My father came to Dublin in 1912. He's a year older than the century. And he worked for a grocer in the Coombe. And my mother, she came from the County Offaly and worked for the same firm, and that's how they got to know each other. She told me when she went home on holidays, the parish priest was trying to make a match with a farmer in the parish. But she said, I already had my eye on your father. So they decided anyway that fate would have it, and they got married. Yeah, my first memory as a child, I would say, was standing up in the cot and my mother spooning sweet punch into me. She told me in later years that she used to give us punch to knock us out so she could have a night's sleep. A young fella sitting beside me caught the lobe of my ear and he started pulling it. And he said that all the fat you eat must go into that. And I gave him a dig, and the teacher gave me a tap anyway, and I felt annoyed that I got a tap over that. He never pulled me lug again. This is the old school I went to. Along here is rebuilt. There used to be a row of private houses, and the boys were taught in them and down in the basements. And back there, still there, is the primary school that I went to. And in the secondary, we had a brother, Macaulay, who told us about the argument at Hamilton. If they can't answer your points of your argument, they make personal imputations and abuse, and how true he was. Added to that, I found that there were those who believed that who shouted loudest won the argument. I have tried to get that onto the curriculum in schools through the Department of Education, teaching them how to argue properly, not use abuse. Whether they do or not, I don't really know. Favourite teacher was Mr. Paddy Larkin. When I went to Sing Street first, the superior was Brother Burke. We used to call him Billier, but he didn't allow corporal punishment, and you had to wear a school uniform, and you were always known as a Sing Street Nancy boy when you be in it. But anyway, when he retired from, Brother Burke retired from the superior, and Brother Lonergan came along. He brought around a box of leathers and he put one in front of Mr. Larkin. Mr. Larkin says, I don't want that. And Brother Lanigan said, you have to keep discipline in the class. Well, he kept discipline without that, and that gave me a satisfactory sign that children could be taught without corporal punishment. There was a very nationalistic feel to my education, and I felt that something should be done about it until we did Dan O'Connell, who said that Ireland's freedom isn't worth a drop of blood, and I felt a relief when I read that. There's only one fellow I can remember, Donegal Sullivan, Griffith Avenue, Armacy officer. His father was an army officer. I'd like to see there's Jenny Murphy there. He was a bit of a card in Murracoo. My father attended a confraternity in Whitefriars Street Carmelite Church once a month, and Holy Communion on a Sunday once a month. But he always waited for a second Mass, which I wasn't that religious. I agreed with, and I asked him why. He said, you offer one on Thanksgiving. The relationship with my father, it had its ups and downs, but in the main, I had very positive memories of him. And he told me one time to make a virtue of necessity. I say, what do you mean? Do what has to be done anyway without too much moaning and groaning. He brought me to football matches, hurling matches, soccer matches, to the films 2 or 3 times, and to 3 or 4 racehorse meetings with him. My mother said to him, you're spoiling him. My father said that you couldn't spoil Pierce. I had 6 brothers and 4 sisters, and as the eldest boy, I always felt I had the duty to put the young ones on the right track, but I might as well be talking to the wall.